I'm Sarah Wilkinson. I'm the CEO of NHS Digital. NHS Digital is the central national organisation that produces digital products, digital platforms, and a huge amount of services around data for the health and care system. We've been on a journey for the last few years of increasing the automation of our development environment, so the tooling and the sophistication of our cloud-based development environment, which allows us to build products in a sort of faster, more efficient way. We've extended that quite a lot during COVID because we found ourselves operating in quite a different environment, quite often where we've got developers who are very remote. We obviously make use ourselves of a lot of the productivity tools that we provide right across the NHS. We deployed Microsoft Teams for 1.3 million people almost in the NHS, and we do all our town halls on that. We happily have 2,500 people connected without any difficulty. It's created, I think, a more inclusive environment because we can no longer depend on people all being present for a stand-up at the same time. We're better, I think, sort of 7 to 8 months on, at sharing knowledge formally in sort of cloud-based tooling environments. That has a kind of equalising effect, actually. If you're working in an environment where people are sort of dependent on physical proximity and human interrelations, in the flesh, so to speak, it's much more likely that you kind of form cliques and people depend on the relationships they have and the friendships they have. Once you start to have to work in a more formalised way that's sort of distributed and asynchronous, if you like, there's much more open knowledge sharing and open access across the team. One of the things people have probably been frustrated about with the NHS is that they would turn up at one place in the service and it would be unaware of something that had gone on in another part of the service. So the hospital couldn't really access your GP records, or you might have been having extensive treatment in a hospital and appeared at another hospital during your vacation, and they wouldn't be able to access any records. And so a lot of the work we had to do during lockdown was to try and change some of that. It's been very important to find ways to tell people what is going on, but also to share experience, to be clear to people that what we are experiencing today is not normal. People need to feel bound to an organisation as well, and particularly people who work with us, most of whom could earn a lot more tomorrow in the private sector, but they are bound to the mission. And so keeping them very much connected to the organisation has been really critical.